Hey Josh, good to connect with you again.
Hey Jim, how's it going now?
Good, good. During my internet travels, checking out what's going on in the real estate industry, I noticed that people were having a little bit of a debate of whether they should go to a bank or go to a mortgage broker directly to get their loan. There were a lot of pros and cons, but it seemed to favor mortgage brokers. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Banks and mortgage brokers are very different animals. Banks come through with a few different options, but with mortgage brokers, you kind of get a world of options. To give you an idea, banks do a lot of direct lending. They underwrite in-house. There are limited loan options that they offer. They work primarily on familiarity. They don't go out of their box, and their requirements that they offer are a lot stricter. When you come to a mortgage broker, he takes you out to everybody who's begging for your business, not just the guy who's in business to do loans and everybody comes to him. So it's a different dynamic, a very different dynamic. As mortgage brokers, we have a much wider selection of options,
Mm.
different options for people with bad credit, people with good credit but have a late payment, people who have collections accounts that haven't fallen off yet, people who 7 years ago had a late payment on a credit card that was charged off or whatever. We have a lot of options for those. You get the ability to do a comparison type shopping idea. We compare rates, terms for loans, and we have a multitude of lenders available that we can go to get the best deal for. Additionally, we as brokers offer a variety of specialized type assistance where you can't get from a bank. In
Mm.
banks, what'll happen is you'll walk in and you'll get someone who only knows A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and has to follow this. We have the ability to go outside and find different opportunities and different options for people with different situations. Nobody's perfect out here, and we're able to take your imperfections and make them beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
Then you come to other ideas like savings, right? If you're putting, for example, more than 15 or 20% down, there's different options to avoid getting mortgage insurance. When you go to a bank and you get a 10% down or 15% down loan, generally you're required to get mortgage insurance for that loan. Then there's also fees. Fees you have to consider with banks. Banks generally charge lower fees, but they can't get you a loan. We'll come in, our fees are a little bit more, but a lot of the times those fees are paid by our lenders and by our relationships with different banks.
I did
And
hear that banks have hidden fees sometimes. Is that true?
very true. Banks have a lot of hidden fees, right? And then those fees come throughout the process. So it's not only at the time of getting the loan, but there's also hidden fees that are there on a monthly basis, like an impound fee or a tax analysis fee with no benefit for you.
Yeah. So I know that when somebody is actually going through, this is an overwhelming amount of papers
Yeah.
for the average person. So in my mind, I'm thinking if I go and sit with a bank and spend, I don't know, an hour there talking to people or 30 minutes or multiple trips, I can't compare really apples to apples or know what I'm doing because I'm just in that one system, right? That one
That's
company.
correct. That's correct. For example, when you walk into a Bank of America, they have a set of guidelines that they allow for lending. And then if you walk into Wells Fargo, they have a different set of guidelines that they allow for lending. And they're not only lending their own money, they're lending the same money you would get from the Federal Housing Administration and FHA loan. We can get for you with less stringent guidelines.
I see.
That's the beauty of being a mortgage broker.
Now, as a mortgage broker, do you point out what the fees are, where they are, or does anybody do that, banks or brokers?
So we are required, okay, and banks are required to send out a disclosure, closing disclosure, conditional disclosures in the beginning and before closing. So once we order loan documents, you get a set of disclosures that you have to digitally review and sign. And then when we first start, we get a set of disclosures that go out and tell you what you should expect your fees to be. So yes, there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of explanation of what the fees are and what are required. For first-time home buyers, even, we require that you go through an educational process.
Off the top of your head, do you have like a client in the back of your mind that you could quickly give as an example of somebody who was in a situation that had they not come to you, maybe they wouldn't have gotten approved by a bank?
I can tell you that it happens in California specifically with 90% of our clients. A lot of our clients in Texas are They're much easier loans to do, W-2s, pay stubs, but it generally happens on the jumbo loans, the higher loan to value, the higher loan amount loans, quite often, and at least 3 to 4 clients a month.
Wow. Just for people that are new to this, can you quickly explain what's a jumbo loan?
So jumbo loan are larger loans, loans that aren't over 700,000 approximately, and they have different guidelines, sometimes less stringent guidelines to be able to get a loan because it requires a larger down payment either way.
Got you. Got
Yeah.
you. This is fascinating information. I remember sitting down with a loan person a long time ago. I haven't moved that many times in my life, but I just remember all of the paper. And the last time I bought was one of those times where if you could fog a mirror, you were approved.
Yeah. Those days are long gone, but there's still some loan programs that really help people who have the income, just can't put the paperwork together to show.
Yeah.
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 We have loans that go for self-employed people, profit and loss loans. We have loans for bank statement loans. There's a lot of different options for people with good credit that just don't show the income on their tax returns. So options are available for people who need to get loans done.
Yeah, that's great. Josh, thanks for the great information. You should be a fly on the wall in some of these conversations that I see online because people are debating, no, this is true, that's true. It's always good to talk to somebody who does it for a living and get the right answers.
Yeah, it's definitely important before you go looking for a home or another rental property or whatever it is, or an industrial property, a warehouse for your business. It's very, very important that before you start shopping, I always say it, before you start shopping, get your credit card approved. All right. We're your credit card. Come to us. We'll get your loan approved. And so when you do go shopping, you shop with power.
Yeah, and Houston is a great place to live, I heard.
Yeah. Great market, great people, and the cost of living is fantastic. They really create the state of Texas creates a very good living atmosphere for people.
Nice, nice. All right, Josh, thanks for the information. We'll have your number there available so people can call. And the website is FNF Loan. That's F, the letter N, F, loan.com. And they can get started even with the process there if they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just get online, start the process, and you'll get a call back within a couple hours from one of our seasoned professionals.
Great. All right, Josh, I'll see you next time.
We'll see you soon. Thanks.
All right.